Today we're going to be reviewing the Dallas VSR or Cadillac V Series R from United Racing Designs for Assetto Corsa, and we're also going to be taking up the Prescott hill climb, which is tradition now on this channel. This car is Cadillac's LMDH entry into IMSA and the World Endurance Championship, and it's one of my favourite racing cars of all time, mainly because of its 5.5 litre naturally aspirated V8. The guys over at United Racing Design are, in my opinion, some of the best modders out there. For me, they're the best modders for Assetto Corsa. Just take a look at some of their other work, have a look at the website, and you'll see the quality of work is unbelievable. The sounds on their cars are the best on any mod in Assetto Corsa, and they've really worked magic with this one as well. So this is the car in question. 700 horsepower, well, give or take a few depending on balance of performance and what championship it's racing in. Around 630 Newton meters of torque, weighs around 1 ton, and a top speed of over 340 kilometers per hour. And like I said, the guys at URD have absolutely smashed it out of the park with this one, in terms of the modelling, the sounds, which you'll hear in a minute. All of the technical details and specifications are just on point. Take a listen to this. This is my first impressions now of the car, and I just had to do that. I had to practice a couple of times because you have to get it to work, but obviously it leaves the pits being an LMDH on the electric battery and the engine kicks in over a certain speed, so nice to listen to. But yeah, let's get a bit of a feeling for it. It's a little bit twitchy on the rear end, but not too bad. See how it can go flat through here? Yes, we can. Well, it does feel like it's got a lot of downforce. Turn it in a little bit understeery. I'm sure we can fix that with a bit of aero. And another thing to note is obviously this is a hypercar, so the tyres are ice cold at the moment. So we're not going to be getting a full grip in terms of traction, braking and turning. You've seen it in real life, they're all over the place. This doesn't feel too bad actually at the moment in terms of tyre temperatures, but I guess we'll find out as I drive the car more. Quick down the straights, top of 7th gear, brake down into the bus stop. I need to let down more than that. Oh dear. Dave going off the grass, but yeah, feels pretty good so far. And one thing, the sounds are so good. I've actually went to the World Endurance Championship last year and I filmed a quick video of the V Series R going past because I just love the sound of it. And listen to the sound comparison that I did in game as well. So this is the manual that you get with the car, and it's very detailed. It's 15 pages and it goes through all the different systems. There's so many different systems on this car. I'm not going to get into them in detail today, but you do get extended controls. So they actually use the VRC app, which is a different modding company, but they're obviously teamed up with them to use the app rather than creating their own one, which makes sense. And it allows you to bind buttons for all different types of things like the starter features, the ignition, brake bias, all that kind of stuff that are all unique to this mod. There's loads of options and settings you can do. You can change the dash on the car for different modes, different quality modes. So there's all these things to read through within the manual. All the different hybrid settings. So you've got the MGU, how much power is delivered from energy rather than the actual internal combustion engine. As I say, loads of other things. So make sure to read this if you are purchasing this car. So next up is the Prescott run. So can it get anywhere near the single seaters in the mid-30s? Traction control kicks in off the line. We've got it on 2 at the moment. We're coming up to the left-hander, loads of speed through here. Big wiggle using all the traction control as we come into the right-hand hairpin. Quite a good steering lock. Really easy to get on the throttle early with the traction control again. Only a little bit of traction control. I'll explain that a bit more in a minute. But yeah, slow through the hairpin, but now we should be pretty good through the S's. Do slide a little bit, and I do go a little bit wide, clatter over the curbs, but it doesn't affect our time too much. We carried loads of speed through this last corner, and then slide it out straight down to the line. It's a 37.836, so we are just a little bit faster than the Indy Light, but slower than the Formula 2 and Formula 1 car, of course. Just over 3 seconds off, so not too far off, but it is a big beast with a massive V8, so I'm not surprised that it's a few seconds away from a Formula 1 car. Yeah, as I just mentioned, this car has 2 traction controls, so one traction control controls at what point the traction control kicks in, so how much slip you're allowed, and then the second traction control decides the amount of traction control that actually comes on. So similar to the CR Formula Red Bull that we reviewed a few weeks ago. But yeah, to conclude, I really like this car. I still haven't found an optimum setup for it. When I race against other cars, like here, you can see I'm racing against the Toyota and another Cadillac and also the Glickenhaus, which URD made all of these cars, by the way, and they're absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I just can't seem to find a good setup at the moment. It needs a lot of work. I've tried increasing the front downforce, it still does understeer. But I also do think it has something to do with the tyres, because the tyres do take a lap to warm up at least. And what I've noticed is the other cars are like 3 seconds faster than me on that first lap, and it's just because there's no front grip, traction's lower, the braking's worse. But once you've done a couple of laps, I actually started to equal their times. So it just takes a lot of time, a lot of patience with these cars. And it's just something to be aware of if you're playing multiplayer, or you can just put the tyre warmers on, which they don't have in real life, but it's much more of a challenge if you keep them on. But I definitely recommend this mod. Please go check it out. I'll try and put a link in the description to their shop. I really do recommend. It's only €5. Definitely worth it, and it will take a good few days before I've really worked out this car. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.